Boom! We got it ready. Okay. So here we go. Second down here at the bottom right side of the map. Down 0-1. Evil Geniuses. EGHuK. He went for the one base all in. I don't think he was forced completely into it. He was delayed on it, but due to the fact that he knew where his opponents, like the only reason I could only think why EGHuK went for the one base all in is just due to the fact that he would have thought that SaroVati was cutting very hard. He put up his nexus very early. He was cutting very hard. He was trying to get his worker count up and just wouldn't have had enough units at the front to deal with it. I still think EGHuK actually had an opportunity in front of him where he could have still taken an expansion and tried to macro out of the game. I really do believe he could have done it. But he's kind of putting his life on the line here. One game, and he could be out. So he's going to have to really pick up his pace over here against the 12 o'clock position. Representing Flipside, he is a Protoss player as well. It is SaroVati. Sorry, I was just reading my Russian chat. My Russian chat was getting whiny again. Why aren't you broadcasting this in Russian? Nah. Nah. EGHuK type it. Maybe trying to get into SaroVati said, but yeah, he was watching his game 3 versus Scarlet. He said if you moved out, he would have had it. No, he's actually right. He is actually absolutely right. Working full time, no killer sense, man. You're better than me. Oh, Chris is funny, man. Chris is actually a pretty funny dude. The dude's got a lot of personality, man. I'll admit that. The dude's got a lot of personality. He cracks me up. Sometimes he gets a little whiny, but man, he does crack me up at times as well. He's got a personality, which is always good to have. Hey, it's StarCraft. It never hurts. Never a bad thing to not, to not get that robo type of personality label. Alright, so like I said in game number 1, I would have expected SaroVati to drop a Stargate play because that's how I've usually seen his PvP, but there we go, we do finally see it in game number 2. SaroVati, meanwhile, looking back at that last game, good hold and just used the advantage of the defensive position. Mothership Core with the Photon Overcharge. He had 2 Immortals while EGHuK only had 1, and just really solid play defense. I mean, there's nothing really brilliant or very, very special, but just fundamentals, Got it down, played what he needed to do. Now we have a Twilight Council getting dropped with an expansion at the same time. I'm very interested to see if EGHuK decide this is going to be risky, but I'm very interested to see if EGHuK drops a DT off of Dark Shrine off of this, or if he goes right away for Blink. Now the one thing I will be a little bit worried about, we have a double sentry to be able to wall off and help out in that regards, but I don't know if he's going to be completely ready for an Oracle over here. He's got the second gate dropping, he's got almost the gateway upgrade finished up, but the Oracle is going to beat this Warp Gate research down. There's no Stalkers within the mineral line, and he's going to bring the Oracle on over. He's going to have to waste a Photon Overcharge just to deflect the Oracle. And here we go, Mothership Core coming on in. Photon Overcharge is activated. Oracle will fly out. Mothership Core has to also trail and get the hell out of there, man. Look at those shots are really heavy. Almost takes off the shield. Now, of course, yeah, it looks like he deactivated the Oracle right now, and he could start thinking about heading into the natural. And just due to the sheer fact that that Oracle now is out on a map and he knows about it, he has to pull the workers back inside his main base. He doesn't have an option. SaroVati, meanwhile, he's going to be looking to potentially kill his opponent off just here and now. 2 more gates getting added on. Chrono boosting another Oracle out, and he's just going to go for full-fledged on pressure on his opponent now. The main key factor here is he wants to take out the Nexus. He wants to take out the Nexus. He doesn't technically have to win the game just going up onto the high ground. He doesn't. He really doesn't. Because what he could do behind all of this, he could actually take his own expansion if he feels comfortable enough. And I think right now with the 3-Zealot Warping, no, is he going to go up for the high ground? He's going to go high ground. He's going to go finish it. He doesn't have to, but he's going to go for it. He's got 3 Oracles, so that's a lot of DPS. But he's going to need to make sure he leads properly. He's got the Zealots in the front. Drops the time warp. Here comes the Oracles in the front. Let's see how much power they're going to have. They already wipe out 2 Stalkers. Wipe out the Sentries. Another Stalker falls. HuK's starting to drop desperately in the supply. Oh, I'm so worried for him. HuK, no! Oh man, the Oracles have just done so much damage, but wait, hold on just a second. HuK microing through these guys. Blinks out. Takes out the last Oracle over there. Another one is about to fly in, but you know, the defenses are there in place. SaroVati trying to continue filter on more and more of these Zealots on through, but you can see right now just HuK doing a pretty damn good job of defending. Another Photon Overcharge kicks in. HuK doing even though he's down on probes, he's still doing a damn good job of defending, but I don't know, now he loses the Mothership Core. 3 Stalkers are just trying to defend right now. Very rough position to find yourself in, especially with the supply that you dipped in. But remember, he does have Blink Stalkers, so he can work against these a little bit better. He blinks that one back, blinks that one back as well. Takes one of SaroVati's Stalkers out. And SaroVati, a little bit of an overextension. A little bit of an overextension right there. SaroVati dropping the Robo Stalkers are going to chase. Needs to make sure actually to take that one out. He's going to be able to get it? Yeah, he's going to be able to get it. He's going to be able to back off of it as well. Back at home, more Stalker defense and Warp-ins. Was there another Oracle that flew in here? I don't think there was another Oracle, was there? No. And hey, HuK held. HuK held, and not only did he hold, but he saved the Nexus. He didn't lose the. He didn't say, well, technically by defending up on the high ground, he saved his Nexus, but you know, pretty good job right there. He saved his butt. He's got 2 Nexuses that he could work on, catch up on the worker count. He's got a lot of time to work with. He's gonna find some forward pylons as well. Finds one. There's the second one, and this one's actually gonna supply block SaroVati if he takes it out. At least for a small portion of time, it's gonna supply block him. You know, honestly, right away, he's going to have to, SaroVati, as soon as he gets blocked, he's going to have to build a second one just to be able to unblock himself. So, this is going to hold SaroVati up pretty nicely. Now, as long as HuK just, you know, continually keeps on producing workers, he's almost caught up. He's chrono boosting his own workers right now desperately as quick as he can. And that's the beauty of chrono boost, you know. This is one of those rare PvP opportunities where a Protoss player has actually the chance to be able to catch up in a deficit. With the two Nexuses and the Chrono Boost, he's actually realistically able to catch up, and now he is about to take a lead as well. The Nexus just finishes up for SaroVati down at his own natural, and looks like he's starting to pump out the Immortals. He's got one already and a Void Array. HuK, meanwhile, as well, getting his Robo down, adding on a Forge. Still Chrono Boosting the workers. Taking his gases as well. And HuK just needs a little bit of time, man. He just needs a little bit of time. That's all he needs. He doesn't need a little bit of money. He doesn't need a little bit of love. All he needs is a little bit of time, you know? Looks like the Stalkers initially spotted that first force popping out. He's going to blink out of the way. Doesn't want to risk losing them at all. Hallucinated Phoenix is coming on through. Just checking out what's going on. HuK, I feel like HuK almost had like almost nearly a knee-jerk scenario where he would have been like, oh shit, something's flying within our airspace. Activate the Photon Overcharge. Activate the lasers. Now this is something I really like to see, and I wish I would see more of it, more so of it. And he saves the Stalkers as well. This is pretty cool. I don't know if you guys watch a lot of Hero, both CJ and also Liquid Hero, but they really utilize the Blink Stalkers to their full effectiveness, especially in a scenario like this where somebody like SaroVati put all of his units clumped up inside the natural. He found a little bit of an airspace, or I guess not an airspace, but a little bit of a ground space where he could blink in, heads into his opponent's base, and starts picking away at probes. I think he took out 3 or 4 of them. But hey, I mean, that's more than nothing. You saved all of your Stalkers. You got some damage done. That's pretty big. That's pretty big in my book. Now EGHuK's starting to add a lot more gates. He's starting to get the Templar Archives. He's got Charge just about done. +1 is about done as well. And he's going to go for more of this Charge lot Archon aggression. And you know what? To a certain extent, I really do like it, because what's going to happen here is if SaroVati doesn't have a very significant ground army, I don't know how he's going to be able to realistically actually deal with a lot of Blink Stalkers with the support of Charge, and on top of that Archons. Because what's going to happen is these sentries, they're going to maybe attempt to force field off, but anything they attempt to force field off, they're going to be, you know, the Archons are going to bust the force fields, and Charge lots are going to be able to get some surface area. SaroVati is heading out. Looks like he has intentions of taking the 3rd base. I'm very, very interested to see how EGHuK plays this out, and when he decides to go, and when he decides to, you know, I guess he's just going to let it continue on. Okay. Well, Immortals are starting to come out. +2 is underway. He's still adding on gates, beginning more Zealot production as well. Meanwhile, SaroVati dropping that Twilight Council, just finishing up, it looks like. Templar Archives underway as well. Now, that's also another one of those things where if, in fact, you know, this game does end up sort of evening up in terms of tech, SaroVati, aside to the plus attack upgrade, he might have a slight advantage. With the help of the Colossus, he's already got 3 Immortals kind of bobbling around under his feet. 3rd one's over here, by the way. And he's going to have as well Archons and probably Charge lots of his own, so the additional help of the Colossus and Immortals are going to be, I feel like, a big reason why he would have just a little bit more success. But we'll keep an eye out on it. 3rd base is finished up for both players. EGHuK dropping that Robo Bay of his own. Right now for EGHuK, due to him now finally having that opportunity to get his 5th and 6th gas, I actually probably would encourage him to drop another Robo. This is that time and point where you might want to try to catch up just a tiny bit. Drop that 2nd Robo and begin Colossus production 2 at a time. +2 upgrades underway for EGHuK as well now. Looking at his composition, this is right now just generally what SaroVati has now. Once again, the Stalkers for EGHuK coming on in, getting some really nice pickoffs, dropping the worker count down to 55 for SaroVati. No, sorry, SaroVati's actually up 64. I misread that. But hey, picking off a few of them. That's not bad. Not bad. Oh hey, there was that 2nd Robo. Where'd that happen at? Hey, there it is. 2nd Robo. Double Colossus production underway. +3 for EGHuK. Range. SaroVati +2. Dark Shrine as well. Now, Dark Shrine can be a little bit of a factor, but usually I would have the hopes that, yeah, you could already see the Photon Cannon is getting involved as well. Zealots are going to be coming in through here. He needs to actually drop them out, so the cannon doesn't actually focus down the Warp Prism. More Warp Prisms coming in. The whole entire army is actually way out of position, and he doesn't have the Mothership Core on top of the army. He's trying to get the Mothership Core over as soon as he possibly can to actually recall these forces to help out. But the Charge lots are already getting a lot of damage done here within the main base, and there we go. There's the recall back on home. Going to be able to save the Nexus, but hey, man. Some damage got done. Remember SaroVati, just a moment ago, he was up 65 to, what was it, 55 workers. Now he's down 60 to 55. So EGHuK giving himself a chance, giving himself opportunity. And this is generally the premise of really good macro play. A player that can really overall just finesse an opponent down, not only just by their ability to produce, by their ability to read their opponent, but just generally also, you know, how they can harass, how they can position, how they work their way through the game. Now EGHuK's +3 is about to finish up, but SaroVati's 2 attack is done now, so there is a timing window for him where both upgrades are very even. Charge, though, for SaroVati is not done, so these Zealots are going to be paperweights for the most part. They're going to be just buffers for time being. Now EGHuK is going to back up for both players. Actually, drop the Time Warp. Going to hold him off. The Hallucinated Colossus, I feel like, does, well, kind of scared him off for a sec. The positioning at the time being for SaroVati was a little bit better. He had a better concave, but he's got to be careful. EGHuK actually can't give away this base. He can't not. Zealots go down, and base gets taken out, and he just gets on out of there. Well, EGHuK needs to retake the base, of course. Not exactly a panic moment. You might even want to consider actually just dropping a 4th base down as well. He's going to begin heading across the map himself as well, taking out some of the forward pylons. SaroVati actually almost supply blocked due to that. Main base almost mined out for EGHuK. See him continually producing more Colossus, getting more Archons involved right there at the very tail end, or should have been there at the very tail end. He's going to be headhunting this 3rd base now. This 3rd base, if he actually micros the Colossus properly right here, he's going to be able to get free pylons and free gateways, and that's pretty big in my book. Oh, EGHuK. Yeah. One Colossus goes down. Some of those Colossus, man, they're in the front. They're kind of sitting a little bit alone. But the left side of the army is slowly breaking through for EGHuK right now. He's taken out SaroVati's main ground army. Charge Lots are forcing some of these Colossus to micro elsewhere, and under their legs, Charge Lots are ripping away at some of the Colossus from EGHuK. But EGHuK microing down and focus firing the Colossus of SaroVati's as well. SaroVati continually dropping in supply. Really not a lot left for SaroVati. Reinforcements for EGHuK coming on through. Last Immortar falling. Oh my freaking god. And observers are around for EGHuK, so in case those DTs ever did get warped in, he would have the ability to defend against them. EGHuK slowly pressing on through, though he needs to continually keep making units and reinforce. He needs to break on through to the other side, literally. There's these gateways in the way. Get down. Get down and fall. And another gateway does fall. DT gets killed as it's trying to warp in over the observer. 3rd gate now going to fall. There we go, more charge lots coming on in. Oh, I don't know if SaroVati can walk out of this, man. It looks like he's trying to wait, potentially, one, probably until he's got a comfortable enough amount of units where he could feel like he could defend. And then 2, of course, +3 upgrade for him is just about done. I'm not sure how close of tab he's keeping on it. But here comes the pull of the probes. The probes are going to fall down very quickly. And on the left side, Time Warp does get thrown down. Will hold off SaroVati for just that much longer. Gateway gets depowered. Gateways get depowered, and this 3rd base is completely vulnerable right now. Will lose all of these structures. This has got to be a devastating moment for SaroVati, because this 3rd base, I feel like, meant for him a little bit more than EGHuK's did at the time being, because right now this is post-fight. This is post-fight over at the 3rd base. He just lost as well all of his units. The big fight happened. Now during that post-fight, he's got to recover. He's got to rebuild. Now he just lost all of these gates, lost all of these pylons, lost the 3rd base. He needs that econ to rebuild. It's a different story for EGHuK. He lost the 3rd base without losing really any units. And there's a GG well played. So the series is evened up. We're going to be going to Game 3, guys.